But yeah, I was just saying it's like, I grew up in a really homogenous mountain town in the middle of the Appalachians in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And so it gives me kind of a very much I guess homogenous perspective on on a lot of those things.
A homo homo perspective.
Yeah. No. What grade are you in again?
Sorry. Anyway. I had to.
Yeah. Fantastic.
And we're back. We're back with Adama.
Yes.
In the first episode.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. It's just been chilling, playing some Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That's what I've been doing.
Nice.
How is it?
That game looks really good, by the way. Yeah.
It's good. It's beautiful. It's wide open, so much shit to do. It sometimes can feel overwhelming though.
Yeah.
I mean,
because
it's basically like is it a complete sequel or a spiritual sequel to Breath of the Wild? I know it looks very similar.
it's the sequel to Breath of the
It
Wild.
is straight up
Like
the
without
sequel.
ruining everything or spoiling anything,
Right.
really. It's like pretty much literally takes off after the events of the last game.
Oh,
Okay.
very cool. Very cool.
So
And I mean, I've seen a lot of things. I think I was telling you about it before. It's like where I watch, different content creators on different video game platforms, and there was one where they had actually did a mini interview / list of, all right, there's like 5 of them, I think, 5 or 6 of them, and they asked each other, basically, you're stuck on a desert island, you only get one game to play for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
What is it? And the one guy who's like the big Zelda fan, and he's like, of course, I want to say this and this and this, but it's like there's only one answer, and it's Breath of the Wild. And I mean, this was years and years ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like that game seems so far. I mean, even as new as it is, it seemed almost ahead of its time, And so everybody's been waiting for this.
So, I mean, I've been seeing because I watched this guy Hollow. Shout out to Hollow on YouTube. He plays. He gets all like the early game releases and stuff like that. So he was playing Hollow. He's showing videos of Hollow. Oh, not Hollow. Showing videos of Tears of the Tears of the Heaven, Tears of the Kingdom, and it looks fucking amazing, dude. And like I said, I wasn't a gamer all the way through. I played games when I was a kid, and then there's a whole gap that I didn't play games. But then the only memory of Zelda I had was the first one.
Okay.
And then watching this video, I was like, dude, this is like watching a fucking anime. Because it's like that style of graphics and stuff. I was like, what? This is great. And it's like it was like, I guess 3D and Legend of Zelda, what's that called? Is that
Legend of Zelda,
the Triforce.
Yeah, is that what type
the style of graphic is like just overhead. No, the original. It's just
Oh.
overhead 2D like isometric.
2D.
basically.
It was an overhead view.
Yeah,
overhead
yeah,
view.
just normal
Okay.
Overhead view.
Yeah. So I mean, from that to fucking 3D and open world, I was like, dude, this is amazing.
Right. And you've been playing them since the beginning, right? I mean,
You've been playing all the way through.
Yeah. It's like crazy. Back to episode 1 where I first came here, we were talking about Xennials and growing up with games and stuff like that. So
Get closer
funny.
to the mic. Sorry.
Huh?
Closer to the mic. Yeah.
Sorry. So basically, growing up with video games and stuff, like I remember playing the first Legend of Zelda with my father.
Yeah.
And we had graphing paper, and we would go. And while he was going to each room, I would draw the room on this piece of graphing paper because back in 1986, there wasn't Nintendo Power yet.
There weren't those magazines. Yeah.
None of that shit was around. And so that's what we would do. I remember at the end on this yellow pad, you had the skull shape of the 9th dungeon for Death Mountain and what staircase led to where. And then now you got the internet to look anything up, anything you want, like Tears of the Kingdom.
I think it did something similar to that with Metroid. I think my brother and I did something with Metroid.
Right. Like trying to go through all those doors
making
and trying
all
to, like,
the
make it
maps.
through,
Yeah. Where you don't want to get stuck with those eggplant dudes. Remember those dudes? I hate
But
those
that's the
guys.
funniest part about like you said, it's like back then, even it was pre Nintendo Power, pre strategy guides and things like that. But on top of that, it's like you look at games now where it's like you still don't need those things because the game has an in-game map where it's like, oh, you hit pause and you bring up the map and you see what's been uncovered by Fog of War and so forth.
Yeah.
But it's like back then you didn't get anything. You were like, you were just like, good luck with your memory, sucker.
Yeah.
It's like it just threw you to it.
Or you got a code, or what the
Justin
passwords?
Bailey?
The password?
Passwords.
Passwords, yeah.
Right now on my phone, I have a screenshot of an old game that I dug out that I wanted to play and talk about and that's how it saved its games. It's like, so I made it like a little ways into the game and tried to like remember what I was doing. And I got to a point where it was just like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do this again. It's like I paused it and just like took a screenshot of the TV so I could have the password on me, because it's like you said, that was back in the day, and it's like the passwords were just like stupid long, you know. So oh man, that's it brings back memories that give me mixed feelings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the rage quitting games when you were a kid.
Yeah. Oh god. Because most of them
toss your controller on the floor.
Yeah, hell yeah. Go ahead. No. Like Kid Icarus was like that, because like it's like if you die, you have to start it from the very beginning and shit. Like, and it's a platform type game where as you keep moving up, the bottom shit disappears. So like if you fall into the bottom, you're dead.
Right.
You gotta start that whole level.
Oh no, Kid Icarus was brutal. It was like awesome. Some of those old ones are brutal. I mean, but you know, and again, it's like, you know better than most of us. It's like, you know, you've got a pretty extensive like collection of a lot of this old stuff.
Yes, I do like collecting the games and stuff, and going back and playing them on their original systems are a lot of fun. It's just I've held on to a lot of stuff just growing up. I never really traded it in. That's why I have it.
That's oh man, that's awesome. So fortunate to have.
Yeah, it's fun to be able to play. But with the Zelda thing, what's really funny about it is, so my dad like worked in a video game store when I was a kid, so he would bring home like the latest fucking systems and shit like that. Wow. So that's what got me kind of into gaming.
Course, right.
But anyways, he's hella into video gaming, so that's my father.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Me and my sisters play video games, and now my daughter, she's also playing. We're all three of us are playing Tears of the Kingdom at the same time, and we're calling each other. But it's just funny how it's 3 generations now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because they've been around that long.
That's awesome.
It's changed so much.
Right. That's like the new way of connecting with people.
Well, I mean, it's like
between generations.
It basically is, but it's so much so not so much that it was a new way of connecting, but it's also indicative of kind of how video games are not this niche thing anymore. It is just it's
widespread. But that's interesting that your dad played video games. Would you say he's a little bit more I don't know, like hip for his time? You know?
Oh, my dad's hella into technology. He always was. So it's just like, even now, he knows more shit about some of the stuff that's out than even I do. And I'm like, fuck. Yeah, I go to him sometimes. He would sell all kinds of like electronics and stuff like that. That's kind of what he did his job. So he knew a lot about the products. So like for example, one of the TVs, he said when there was a deal at Best Buy on one, he was like, dude, go pick this one up. He goes, it's a sweet deal on it. He goes, it's going to be perfect for gaming. And he was right. It was hella good.
That's right. I was you've got like your like super in like ultra man cave is what I consider it, but it's like the retro gaming room, right? And your TV is like everything I've seen in kind of the retro gaming community. It's like, you know, they're kind of I'm gonna use the word holy grail of TVs, like to describe those types of TVs that people seek out when they're looking to set up that type of gameplay. And it's like that's kind of what you have. You have something that's on that high end of like the top tier of what you want if you're going to retro game. Like that's what that TV is.
Yeah,
at least that's what it looked like.
Yeah, an old CRT TV. It was a Sony. Yeah, and it was a glass tube TV because the only way you can go back and play the shooter games, like Duck Hunt on the Nintendo, or even as far as the PlayStation 1, they were still doing shooter games for those too.
I'm so mad I still don't have Time Crisis for that thing, but continue on.
Time Crisis. That's the one where you reload like.
You had a pedal for it.
I think it was the Namco gun on that one too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when you shoot the gun on a CRT TV, the sensor bounces off the glass tube and feeds back to the gun, and that's how it works. That's why you can't play a lot of them on modern TVs.
It doesn't bounce back. There's no bounce back.
At least not that I know of any. Like unless something's been developed recently, that I don't know of. But
no, I've heard the same.
I've heard, you can't do it.
Right. Wow. Yeah, light guns are just that's a 100% restriction.
That's fun to go back and play.
Yeah. Oh God, I can imagine. That's so cool,
dude. So yeah, like if you guys want, you know, we might branch out into that. Maybe show some gameplay of some retro games and stuff eventually. You know,
i.e., Wedding Crashers our way into his room and
like, hey. Just show up unannounced.
hey man, camera going.
What's going on, buddy?
Today's live stream is straight from the retro game.
From the retro game. But it is fun. It is fun to have people like come and play. It does takes you back to your childhood,
dude.
So just a lot of games that, just like I said, I just never got rid of over the years.
Yeah.
No, and it's so, and again, it's like, you know, you're. I don't know if it's forethought, but either way, you're fortunate to have gotten to that point. It's like those are some of my most prized possessions are just the games that I managed to through dumb luck hold on to,
Right.
on mine. And it's like, my library is very small.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's like, when there's a few things that when my house if my house is on fire, I go in and like I'll grab like the really important stuff, and then like second on the list is like gonna be stuff like that that I can't replace it. It's like you technically can, but it's not yours.
Yeah. For sure.
No, I like. I would. Yeah, we'll definitely give that a shot if you're willing. So.
Possibly, definitely. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
Well, you were talking about the Donkey Konga thing too with the freaking drums.
Congos?
Oh yeah,
The
that would be fun to go back and play.
Right.
Every time my daughter comes down and visit, we play that.
Oh, so cool.
For the most part.
Right, and I mean, but us being kind of into the rhythm games with the Rock Band and Guitar Hero, and it's like that's been around for so long. It's like you have a lot of different older systems now that have, I guess, relatively niche, but more so just kind of stuff that's restricted to these old systems that you just kind of don't have access to with modern games, and it's fun to kind of revisit stuff that you don't have on for whatever reason on anything new. So
yeah, like one that's pretty fun to get a bunch of drunk people playing is Mario Dance Dance Revolution Mix on the GameCube.
Oh my god,
I got the fucking Mario pad still, and like people will come and they'll fucking dance on the thing to the Mario music.
Nice.
Jesus.
Yeah.
DDR.
You're right.
That was a whole revolution in itself.
Yeah.
100%. Well, I mean, it was right in that same era, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's crazy how many people enjoy that though. Like,
dude,
that and still Rock Band. I mean, look, we still play Rock Band.
It's crazy because you know how with every game, there's like the casual. I guess like I call myself like normally a casual gamer in terms of like I'm not that good. I'm like okay, but I can do well for myself. I can get through the levels and all that stuff. But then there's always with every game, there's always really good people that play the game.
Right.
Yeah.
To see them fucking like these speedrunners or these people who are just on DDR just going, how the fuck are you doing that? Or did you like memorize the whole routine?
Right.
Like at the arcades, you got
like
this.
little bars. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dude?
Oh man, that's amazing.
It's like they must have like memorized it and then like practiced in the mirror, right? And then and then just like okay, start and then just tried it, whatever.
Who knows?
There's no way they're reading that shit and like, oh, okay, I'm processing this.
I don't know.
Go.
I don't know.
That's crazy, dude. That's fucking sick.
It's sorcery. That's all I know.
It is.
It's
again,
black magic, and I'm pretty sure they're witches.
But again,
that's
yeah, I mean, there's like that. And people in COD are just like amazing, just fucking players.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, just I'm in such awe of that shit. Like whenever a new game comes out, I want to see all the really good players.
Oh yeah. See, and that's the thing. It's like that there is that group. It's like where you just come out and you have these people that are there's just the kind of objective best at it. It's like there's no arguing that. And then like with Tears of the Kingdom, it's like there's a ton of people playing it online, a ton of people playing it on stream and everything like that.
Yeah.
And it's like for me, whenever I've seen that. Again, it's like I've not dug deep enough into it, but it's just so much fun to watch. It's such a beautiful game, and it's like I don't even know if anybody's good or not at it. It's just so interesting all the interactions that you have in a game like that.
I think that's why I kind of gravitate towards those games because you can play those games kind of like the way you want to, at your speed, at whatever you want. I like those open world types of games where you can kind of. Just kind of nerd out on side missions for like hours and then go back to the main.
It sounds like we got to get you a Switch and get you on this game.
I don't know, man.
This is basically,
dude. It's looking good.
Yeah.
I got to get through Hogwarts Legacy. First.
Are you playing that?
No, I'm gonna get it though because
okay,
it just came out for the PS4.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
That one's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I streamed that on my Twitch channel.
Yeah.
Like the whole game.
Yeah. So you did get through the whole thing. I didn't see if you finished it or not.
Yeah,
I remember there was a
platinumed it.
Korean dude, right? There's a Korean dude in there, Professor Moon.
Yes.
He's like, oh, back in my days in Korea.
Yeah.
He's like, it's a
He's a
straight
drunk
up.
too.
I was
Is
like,
he
nice.
red faced?
No, they didn't go with those kind of stereotypes.
But he had totally the Cockneyed
That's funny.
accent. I was
Absolutely
like, nice.
right.
Oh, my buddy's back in Korea.
Yeah. Actually, he's part of a major quest line in that game.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Man, so you platinumed it. Oh,
Yeah.
Man, how many hours was it, or do you know, or does it even keep track?
No, it does. On the PlayStation 5, because that's what I had it on, it has a thing where you can actually go into the menu on any game you've played, and it clocks the total number of hours you just had that application open. So if it's just sitting there, it counts that up too. But I think it was like 45 hours to platinum it.
Okay, so that's not like
No, it wasn't
absurd.
terrible. It's not like a
that's
game
solid,
like
though.
fucking Persona 5 that like takes 130, 40 hours to
I'm dying to play this
hey,
game. We were just talking about Persona 2. We'll come back to it.
Do you want to take a guess at how many hours on Rock Band?
on Rock Band. No,
It's disgusting.
So
It's so disgusting.
Let's bring this out because whatever number you want to see, I'm going to divide it by 24 so I can make you sad. Go ahead.
You might have to divide it by more than that, dude. Holy shit.
Hold on, I want to actually take a guess at it because I know how many hours I have on it, and I know you have more.
Right.
So I'm gonna go with about 10,000 hours.
You're about less than halfway there.
Holy shit! Really?
23,000, dude.
Oh, holy crap! Yeah, what is that? How many days is that?
That's 3 years, right? I think almost 3 years.
That's how many days.
Okay, but granted,
958.
Exactly the number of years.
2.6.
Oh wow, 2.5
Damn.
years. That's if I played it straight. Okay, now keep in mind that I
Sometimes
sometimes
he
leave the
was.
game on and I just kind of like sleep and have the game just on.
That is true because it
I mean,
just
but-
counts as long as the app's open.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like that's valid.
So it's a little
But all-
misleading, but still not. by
All I'm
much.
gonna say is,
Sorry.
what year did
Yeah.
Rock Band come out?
That Rock Band 4,
2015?
2014, I think.
Oh, yeah, yes, that's right.
It's been out for 8 years,
only-
man.
it came-
It's not
Only
that-
been out for 8 years.
Yeah,
And I clocked 2.6.
a quarter of the time that
A
it's
quarter
been
of the
out.
time
Wow.
it has existed.
Played it. That's why I'm retiring, though, man. That's why I'm retiring, man. It's my time's done, dude.
Hey, G, how many hours do you have, or do you know?
Huh? 5,000?
Oh, we've got to find out.
I was close.
How many-
I
where
was
were you
like
at?
just under 5,000.
So you're at 5,000. I mean, and that's still a shit ton. You know
I
what
thought
mean?
that was a
It's-
ton.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I
was like, I need to get
again,
I thought that was a
it
ton
is.
too until I was like, hey, because I don't have a PS5, but then I asked my friend who has it.
Right,
I was like, hey, can you sign into my account just to see how many hours? And he's like, and he sent back to me. I was like, oh my god, are you serious? It's like quadruple the times.
So
Like,
yeah,
the
you're at
next person.
208 in your days, right? So that's going to be the question. That's going to be our quest moving forward, is to find out how many hours G has.
Jerry.
And see if
By
we-
the way, off screen we have Jerry over here. He's a little shy, but he's our internet guy.
he's going to be our guru
he's
for
gonna
when
be
we
there.
when we don't know things. He will.
Eventually,
know
we'll
those
have a
things.
mic on him as well, off camera, so that you can better hear him. But
We'll have to sneak it on him while he's asleep or something.
yeah.
We'll get
So
it
yeah,
there.
man, as we keep going, we're getting better, and the production's getting better. You know, hopefully we'll get
Well,
more.
again, it's like you've gotten everything set up really nice.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully it does translate well through. So
We got our token white guy.
this is
oh yeah, that's
this
right.
is so we seem legitimate.
This is
Like,
so we get more views, man. We need the white.
Oh
dude.
my god. What did you call us when we were playing Rock Band that one night?
the name of the
Adama
band.
and the Whites. No.
No.
It was Immortal and the Asians.
Yeah,
Immortal and the Asians.
Immortal and the
Yeah.
Asians.
Immortal
That's our
and the
band
Asians.
name.
Yeah. And we were sitting like completely.
Oh
like,
no, it worked out
surrounding
perfect.
him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It works though. It works. You
It
know,
works,
Like
yeah.
I said, we need this. We need this for validation
Yeah.
so that people will take us seriously.
Yeah.
Or else-
Otherwise, people are like, "Oh man, I don't want to watch two Asians
Exactly.
guys." Just, you know, it's like, oh,
It's like, what the hell are these assholes talking about? Oh, hold on, that white guy in the middle is talking about Breath of the Wild. So.
Okay.
We're taking that white privilege and we're running with it.
That's right. We're gonna milk it
my
for all
God.
it's worth.
Wow.
Past all that, it's like he's just bringing it up because this is what happens when you try to be diverse. You want to be diverse and hang out with different people, and the first thing we do is bash shit out of you as soon as you're the minority. So
You the bitch now. I'm just kidding.
now it's 2.5 on 1.
Yeah, I know you're leaning both ways, man.
Right,
Fuck.
right. No,
I
it's all
question
good.
your loyalty.
It's like, yeah, screw you. I'll get you out of here. But yeah, so it's just another one of those myriad problems that we have as a society. And being in the States, these are almost by definition those first world problems that we look at as they're problems. But there's other stuff that we need to look at as well. So,
All right.
but at least for now, it's something to think about and it's something to keep in mind as things go on, especially in those areas, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But that's a good part about living in Vegas. I mean, we've talked about that a lot. I came from a very, very white community. Like when I was growing up, I mean, the literally the number of non-white families I knew of in my little hometown of just, a few thousand.
Yeah.
Literally I could count on one hand. But yeah, I was just saying, it's like, I grew up in a really homogenous, mountain town in the middle of Appalachians in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And, so it gives me kind of a very much, I guess, homogenous perspective on on a lot of those things.
A homo homo perspective.
Yeah. No. What grade are you in again?
Sorry. Anyway. I had to.
Yeah. I'm sure you had to. Yeah. Anyway,
it had to be done, folks.
Right.
No. Sorry.
But yeah, so it's interesting to think about melting pots like that are on the West Coast, and especially like Vegas here. You know, and it was so much culture shock when I moved here, and even the culture shock was really positive, and it's been positive all the way through. So it was a big part of kind of why I really did kind of put up roots and I want to stay here. So it's interesting. I like that. I like the thought of that whole thing. So, it's
the melting pot.
Yeah, it's the truest melting pot.
It is
that I've ever kind of encountered. So, again, and I've only lived in a few places, but it's really interesting to see. And I mean, we've talked about it. Where your parents, are here and they kind of have their lived experience. I love having my mother. Used to kind of split time back and forth with my sister and me, and my sister still lives over on the East Coast in the South, and I live out here, and so she's lived for so long in those areas that she kind of wasn't used to the U.S. as the melting pot that like Vegas is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love having that where it's like I can take her. It's like, no, you can get anything you want, like where there's a Korean store down the road, it's like we can get whatever you're thinking of. It's like that stuff you haven't had since you were like 15. It's like it's here somewhere. It's like we're gonna find it. And it's like I love having that, and it's like me being the fat ass that I am. I love going out to eat and all that stuff, and it's like this is the perfect city for that. And it's like it doesn't help me lose weight. But,
yes,
by far,
right.
By far, man.
I'm gonna get better at it. It's like, and again, it's like you've done so well at losing weight. It's like you're doing it too. It's like this is incredible. I mean, you said it. What, it's been a year? Like since
about a year.
Oh my goodness, that's just it's so amazing. Like, and have you been on a pretty specific regimen, or was it just like you said? You were talking about it. It's like it wasn't more anything than just getting healthy.
Last summer, I started with like keto and did that for like 4 or 5 months, and then I started working out, and then it was just a continual loss. And now it's just I watch what I eat and everything in moderation, and I'm still trying to continue to.
Very cool. So it's right. So it's a real lifestyle change, and it's gotten you into a good spot. So
now,
I've always been active though.
Were you able to work out while you were on keto? Because isn't keto like kind of harder to?
It was hard to stick to. It's a pretty strict diet.
You're
starving yourself with carbs basically.
Right.
You could only have 20 grams of carbohydrates a day. That's it.
Right.
And that
I
was
have that in every candy bar that I eat.
But it's not sustainable.
It's not right.
I just did it to me, it wasn't sustainable. I don't know about other people, but to me, it wasn't sustainable. So, I started at like 268, and then I dropped all the way down to 203.
That's just amazing.
And that was from June until like January of this year. And then kind of went back up a little bit once I went off of keto. I gained a little bit of it back, but I've maintained like, the 7-8 pounds have gone back up.
Yeah, no, I think it's the way to go, man. To eat carbs, but then work out.
But then now it's just like I don't really drink a lot of alcohol anymore.
Yeah.
I really limit my sugar intake. Just little things.
Do you like eat as like? Do you kind of like fast during? Like...
Sometimes, yeah. I sometimes fast. I try to like eat within like an 8-hour window each day.
Okay.
And then don't eat again till then.
Till the next morning.
Yeah, till the next time, and then the same 8-hour window.
Okay.
And that holds up pretty well in terms of like keeping you in a
most of the time
in a good spot.
Like if I'm on like vacation or someplace else, then I don't follow it. But
of course, right. You give yourself those cheat times, basically.
Yeah, it has been pretty good though, so far as like sticking with it and stuff, and Honestly, I really am learning through this whole experience that it really is what you eat.
It is.
It's 20% of it's gym, the rest of it's all diet. Really, to be honest.
Because I'm doing that. I don't know if I told you what diet I was doing. I'm basically doing the same thing that Matthew McConaughey did for Dallas Buyers Club. Not that I want to get to look like an AIDS victim.
Look like you're an AIDS victim.
but like he basically because his kicker that sold me on his diet was that there's no exercise involved. It was just basically.
I did the smart thing. I gave myself 5 months. I got on a diet where I'd have my tapioca pudding or whatever, 3 eggs egg whites in the morning, 5 ounce of fish, cup of vegetables for lunch, 5 ounce fish, cup of vegetables for dinner, as much wine as I wanted to drink, and I lost 2.5 pounds a week like clockwork, no exercise.
I could totally do
I could do this. I'm still, I'm still too lazy to exercise, but yeah, I mean, I've chopped off 55 pounds from that.
That's
just
incredible.
from just eating.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Better, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I just make sure I follow a regimen, go to the gym 4 or 5 days a week. And then even on my off days, I try to make sure every day, I know some people say 10,000 steps a day. I work a very sedentary job, so I know I'm not going to get that, but I still try to like take a walk on like lunches and stuff and get like about 5,000 a day.
Yeah,
walking is important too.
Right.
So yeah, it's just, my goal is to get under 2 and then just kind of maintain there.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, like every time I go to play poker, I take little breaks every like hour, and I just walk from one end of the casino to the other. And just walk back. Yeah,
just to kind of keep
that's my exercise.
No, that's all good. I mean, at least it's something. It's like I have nothing to add to the conversation. It's like
But you're standing like fucking all day, dude. It's crazy. I couldn't do that.
I mean,
I couldn't do that.
I think it's like it's a different type of activity that still is not like helping a whole lot. You know what I mean? Like it's like you guys are talking about all this weight you've lost, and it's like I have not become the fattest I've ever become before. That's the best
it's
I
still
can
good
get.
though.
Yeah,
because
no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Don't look over here, G. You don't even need to look over this way. The one that's in the best shape out of all of us is sitting over here refusing to get on camera.
This guy can eat like 1,000 pounds and still not gain any weight.
I just want him.
Fucking guy.
I just want him to share his metabolism towards us. It's like I just put all our speeds together and average them out, and we would all be in great shape.
Yeah,
he's got enough to spare.
Biggest thing, to be honest, though, once I quit drinking beer was a huge thing. Yeah. Like I never like these gummy bears. I don't eat this too often. It's just every once in a while, and that's it. But like before I did it, I was eating like fucking Sonic milkshakes, fucking like every week.
I had that weakness for a while.
Yeah, I think especially during the summer when they were like half off.
Yep.
So they're like $2.50 for a fucking medium shake.
It's like a steal, but it's like oh god.
No, in there.
Yeah.
Now I want a Sonic.
Like cutting out the late night eating was good for me. Like, it was a big like boom into that direction of losing weight.
Absolutely.
The only thing that's very hard to give up for me is cheese.
Cheese is not bad though.
It's definitely not good for you.
Yeah, well, I have cheese with my eggs.
No,
my egg whites.
That's okay. Yeah. I mean, again, it's like you said, it's not great for you, but I mean, it's not
I
like,
still eat it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of the few things I did not give up, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I was
Yeah.
recently near Giordano's, and I have eaten there recently, not at that point. And me and the friend of mine that were hanging out at the time, we were talking about it. And in my head, I was like, I'll go eat there with him. It's all good because it's really good stuff. It's a Chicago deep dish pizza place.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And
Rosati's?
No, Giordano's.
Giordano's.
And it's amazing. And I was like, I will go eat there and I will enjoy it. I will regret it, but I will enjoy it. I mean, it's like those things are so rich, and it's like you get this,
dude, especially the
dish.
Oh man, the deep dish.
Yeah, and
I can only eat that like once every like quarter or something like that.
And I mean, that's
too much
that's probably legit, but that's I think, but that should tell you how good cheese is
Yeah,
for
that's
you.
right.
You know
Yeah,
what I
you're
mean?
right. Yeah.
Because it's
But
like
I always,
all that
I always
is
thought with
just shoving
pizzas, it's like
in
the
your
pizzas
face.
with the pizzas, it's like breading that's more like filling, right?
Yeah, the breading is more.
Of course,
filling.
the breading is going to be super filling, but it's like, you know, those deep dishes. It's like there's a lot of cheese, and it's like the breading actually is a little bit thinner on that than what you normally have. Like
okay,
because
it's all
like
sauce
a Pizza
and
Hut
cheese.
pizza. Yeah. Like a Pizza Hut pizza is all like that greasy, like thick bread. That's like, I mean, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong, but it's not good for you. It's bad in all facets.
Like that.
All
What was that place that we went to downtown when?
Oh, Evil
Paige and
Pie.
her husband-
Evil
Evil
Pie.
Pie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude, that shit was so greasy.
Oh man, absolutely.
I
I remember when you first walked in.
I
Oh, yeah, this is
fucking
great.
had like what 5-10 paper towels soaked with grease
Yeah,
from
yeah.
one
soaked.
from one slice
Yeah.
of pizza.
Oh yeah, it was that Simpsons episode where it's like, here, just take it and rub it on a piece of paper, and if you
Dude,
could see through
crazy.
It was crazy.
yo, they were oh man, that was so
Shout out to Evil Pie though, man.
yes,
Evil Pie, you're good.
really good pizza. Don't get me wrong.
It was really good, just really greasy.
Really greasy. Yeah.
I'll die happy, but
Yeah. Speaking of the pizza, man, I have to bring this up because we brought this up I think the last episode about how you know how like we were discussing the differences between like white households and then like Asian households because you remember when we had the pizza at Arizona, right? We had that leftover pizza and then I had it in the room and like, you know, I didn't put it in the refrigerator because it's too big, the box is
oh, yeah.
and then like the next morning you were like, hey man, you better throw that out. And I was like, what? That shit's still good, man. Still good for like another 2 days out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was wondering if that's like a thing that you guys, or not you guys, but like you.
Oh, the pizza.
You people.
I don't think you would. I don't think.
Tell
you
me
would put
about
it-
your people. What you guys do.
No, I don't think you put it in the fridge. I think it sat out overnight on top of the.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
But
Yeah.
even
because
that's
of-
fine to me.
because of bacteria buildup. Like,
And
like
that's-
working in food and stuff like that, you find out how quickly bacteria can like get on stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And this is what I've heard from multiple people who actually have the knowledge of it. And the bottom line is every even remotely traditional Asian household says, fuck that. It's like, oh, is that food not moldy? I mean,
Yeah.
is it a
Yeah.
little
We just
moldy?
basically
You know what?
smell
I
it.
might still
It smells good. And then
Like
we'll
if
eat
it would have been in the fridge, no
so-
problem.
Yeah.
But because it sat out
See,
overnight.
for us, it's like no because it was in the fridge. It was sitting on top there, and then it was in my car for like 5 hours, and then I gave it to Jerry,
Right.
and then he ate it. He was fine. It was fine, right?
Yeah. None of us.
No, you could still eat it. It's just it's one of those things like you could if enough
Yeah,
bacteria built up on it, there is the possibility you are playing like Russian roulette with your intestines.
Yeah.
And it's like this is, and again, it's like he's not lying. It's
He's
just
not
that
lying, yeah.
he's just that so many there's so many of us that refuse to accept those facts.
No, the thing is, I didn't realize that. I just didn't
Right.
think. I was like, why does he think it's bad so bad? And I was wondering, like, and maybe it's because I was brought up in this.
No, that actually doesn't have to probably do with anything that's his ethnicity. That just has to deal with
Poverty.
just poverty.
No, I mean,
No, just working with food and stuff like that.
Oh,
Just
okay.
having that knowledge.
Just having that
too.
knowledge,
That's
yeah.
absolutely.
That's just
But-
like you take certain things that you learn at jobs and then like
Yeah.
don't do this.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like one of those things. Like another thing I think I learned when I was cooking and stuff like that is that after when you don't put something that's like hot into your fridge, you wait for it to cool down somewhat before you put it in because it has the chance to get more bacteria to build up on
Oh,
it.
so like get it
Oh,
to
okay.
room
Some crap
temperature
like that.
first.
Interesting.
I don't
And then-
remember the exact like textbook definition of the thing,
either
but
way,
the
that was
gist
the-
was you let it cool down before you put it in. You don't put it in the fridge immediately or freeze it immediately while it's still hot.
Interesting.
What is it going to get
mean,
pneumonia
I
or something? Just kidding.
See, you could maybe Google it.
Yeah.
What?
Hey,
what's-
G, can you do us a favor?
Can you Google something real quick? What should you Google?
Why don't you put hot
food.
food in the fridge
Immediately.
immediately?
Yeah. So he's going to look that up, and we'll
Yeah.
figure out what's
We'll
going
have
on.
it pop up
And I
in
mean,
the
it's funny because this is
screen,
going to be new information to me because I'm an idiot, and it's like
Yeah.
I just don't know things. You know, like I said, this is where goes back to us at the very beginning where I was telling you. It's like I know random stupid Jeopardy facts, but it's like I don't really know what the hell I'm talking about. A lot of the
Right,
time.
yeah.
And it's stuff like this where it's like it's valid, possibly life-saving information. And I'm just like, huh? Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking being full of useless knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know any of that shit, but I can tell you who won the 1909 World
I think that's
Series.
what marks our generation as well. With just being
Right.
Just having information, but none of it being worth anything.
Who did the Giants beat in the
Exactly.
1990 Super Bowl or whatever?
Yeah,
right.
You know?
Exactly.
the Bills, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
And, it's like, and all of us know that. Right.
yeah.
Who was the Giants
meanwhile-
quarterback?
Jeff Hostetler.
Hostetler.
Yeah,
See?
there you go.
Yeah.
You targeted
Who,
that
wait a
Jazz
minute.
fan, baby.
Who missed the field goal?
Scott Norwood.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, Scott.
Shout out to Scott Norwood.
Right.
Or whatever you change your name to because of the
Right,
that
Rafe-
whole
yeah.
incident.
Oh, I can't remember her name.
Oh, was it-
Detective.
Ace Ventura.
Yeah,
Pet
yeah.
Detective. Wasn't that based off of that?
Oh, yeah.
If Finkel is, I know
Ray,
her.
Ray Finkel.
Yeah, Ray Finkel was the
The
name.
laces were out. They were in.
Did you find anything? Okay.
Haha.
See?
Suck it, everybody that doesn't
Asians
grow up poor.
win.
No, this is no, this
it's
is not
not.
leaving it out overnight.
Right, yeah. This is actually just already like just made food. And
Right.
putting it in
Yeah.
there, right.
What I was taught was that you don't put it in immediately after something's
Gotta
done
let it
cooking.
sit.
You let it sit for a little while, cool down, then you
Maybe
put
that's
it in.
the resting. It has to do with like resting.
Maybe, I don't know.
You know how you have to have like
When
steak
you cook a
rest?
steak or whatever.
Yeah, let the juices kind of.
Well,
got a
that,
friend
that
who
makes
told me.
sense, yes.
yeah.
Yes.
That's
Actually,
cool.
can you explain that? Like, I've heard about this before, and it's like
resting. You don't let your steaks rest when you cook them.
No, I just know of it.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I didn't know the process behind it. I didn't know the science behind it.
I don't really know the science.
I
behind
don't
it.
either. I don't
Other
either.
than-
It's because all I know is like if you don't do that, like all the juice just fucking spills out. of the
So
steak.
what I do know is like when we smoke meats and stuff like that, when like I'll make a tri-tip on the smoker, let's just say, for example, when you're done, you do want to let it sit for a while. One, because when you take it off, you're waiting till it reaches a certain internal temperature, like
Yeah,
if you have your meat
Yeah,
thermometer.
that. Yeah,
Then you
that
pull
or-
it off, and when you pull it off, what they do is they want you to let it rest, so that way, it kind of like sits
Like
there
the
more in its own, and the
juices seep
juices
back
sink
into
more.
the-
Yeah,
Steak's done. You think so? It keeps cooking even if it's off the flame. The juices.
In the
and
meat, yeah.
because you got to figure when that's cooking, that stuff's starting to come up to the top. You don't want it drying out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like why when you smoke something, you use what's called a mop. It's like you add moisture to it
Oh, right,
as
right.
you smoke it, like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
brisket or
exactly.
something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, that I'm not as too familiar with. My roommate, he's really good at smoking a lot of meats. I've watched him, and dude, that mop, he's out there fucking like
He's on it.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
stroking
there-
that mob, isn't he?
he's out there putting the mop on the brisket or whatever. That's
Right,
got to
right.
sit there and cook for like 8
Yeah.
to 12 hours.
Here you go.
Nice.
Yeah,
No, that's
when you're
again,
smoking
that's-
it.
I mean, but that's just it. That's the right. But I mean, that's like the good knowledge to have. It's like, when you're again the adult that I accidentally became.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's I want to start doing some of that where it's like, I always want to have something available. I recently acquired a grill that can, I think, has like a smoker side to it. So that's some knowledge I got to dig into. I'll do some homework to find out the science more behind the steak and meat resting.
Find out some more useless knowledge. No, actually, that's useful.
No, that's actually
very
useful.
Oh,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That smoker has been fucking awesome. It's not mine, it's my friend's.
Yeah.
But we've tried what else have we done? Making homemade beef jerky
Oh wow.
out of it with certain seasonings. Smoking ribs have been good. Like smoking meats, if you like the smoky flavor, that's where it's
Right.
at. I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
prefer that to now to cooking anything on the grill.
What do you what do you burn for the smoke?
Wood pellets.
It's just wood pellets. Is it a
Yeah.
specific type of wood
Like
that you usually
mesquite
go
or
for?
something like that.
Sometimes you can get those. Sometimes you just get the standard wood pellets.
Gotcha.
That's it.
I got a friend who was kind of into that back in North Carolina, and it was really cool because in his area where he lived, which was kind of just south of my home area, effectively, not too far. It's like 30 minutes driving distance or whatever. Right behind his house, that whole area is actually filled with a lot of farmers that have apple orchards. It's a very popular place to grow apples, and he had an apple orchard like backing right up against his property, and he ended up talking to that farmer a little bit, and he started talking about like smoking meats and grilling and stuff like that. And the farmer was like, "You should use apple wood because sometimes you can get a little bit of that flavor out of it." And he's like, "Oh, that's a good idea." And he's like, "Here, just the trees that are near you, it's like you'll see branches fall off every so often. It's like just grab a chunk of them because they're not good for anything else." And take them and smoke them. So that's what he started doing. So he just had this like kind of unending supply of applewood, and he would applewood smoke everything he could cook. It was just like he was just like, yeah, it's totally worth it, Yeah. So it was like it is out of my wheelhouse because I'm a shit cook, but
yeah, I think that's I haven't delved into that realm yet. Like,
right.
Because that's like the more longer type of cooking.
Very
right?
much so.
Like
Oh yeah, that's slow cooking everything.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I haven't done that yet.
I hate to cook, but I also like to do it. It's one of those weird things. It's because it's
But
so
if
much.
you're gonna cook, you're gonna.
It's so much effort for so like it's gone so quick.
Right.
Sometimes, but then like sometimes like when you cook for people and stuff like that, that's when it's the funnest. Like
Most fruitful.
doing the shrimp boil that I did yesterday and stuff for people.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome. Had a blast.
Yeah, we need to be doing that. We'll do that.
We can do
as
that
part
one
of our
time.
podcast.
I'll make you guys a boil.
That
Nice.
sounds like a plan.
the ingredients.
We'll get in and I'll come in with a ton of shrimp and we'll make this work.
Yeah, it actually is not that hard to do.
Yeah.
I'll show you how to make it.
Very cool,
It literally is a white onion, some lemons, red
You have to say white like that.
Yeah, it's got to be white, not yellow.
Oh, only. He's like, "Do you want it to be successful or not?"
No, but no, seriously.
White onion.
White onion.
Yeah.
It has to do with the yellow onion's more sweet.
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
want the
yeah,
sweet
yeah.
flavor to it.
Right.
Not necessarily racial stereotype, but that is funny.
All right.
So
Well, I'll allow it. No,
so the white onion, and then you need kielbasa, like beef smoked sausage, basically, and then corn on the cob, and then your shrimp, and then it's just you put it all together with some Old Bay seasoning, and then it's just how fast you cook everything once the water comes to a boil, and that's really about it.
So it's kind of like a jambalaya without the rice, kind of a little bit. Not really.
No, jambalaya has more of it like a sauce that you
Right,
make
okay,
it with.
okay.
This is like you get the water boiling, and then once everything's done, you strain all the water out.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then that picture I showed you where you just dump it on the table.
Yeah.
And then everybody eats off of there.
I think a future episode will be us doing a wonderful shrimp boil done by you.
Yeah.
And we'll do that. And, we'll have a table just like this.
Yeah.
And we'll go ahead and dump it out, and then we'll just dive face first into it.
Yeah.
And,
No arms.
And exactly. Yeah. Arms behind back, and we're gonna finish that whole thing.
Yeah.
But I think that's good. I think that'll be a good one for the future. So.
Yeah.
Jerry, and you can have an eating competition.
Dude,
Exactly, dude.
Jerry
we've
Jerry
already
would eat us
lost
under the table.
Exactly, we've already lost that.
I'm not entering that
Right,
contest. Fuck that.
But yeah, it'll be a good one to have. So
Yeah.
Hopefully the next time we have you around, we'll do something like that.
Yeah,
Does that
dude.
sound good?
Yeah, for sure, man. Hope you have fun, man. And it's always a pleasure to have you back.
Yeah, thank you.
Always, man.
Back
Let's
more
do it.
often.
Yeah, definitely. It was cool talking about like some of the gaming and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
we can get more
that'll
into
be
that too.
Yeah,
More into
exactly.
that,
It's like
yeah.
I definitely want to see that. I mean,
It's just a
you're,
little taste. Just a little
right.
taste, everybody.
He's got a little El Dorado sitting at home, so this is
Be on the
it's super
lookout.
Cool.
Be on the lookout for Immortals / Adama's channel. To end this, do you want to end it with the Peaches song, dude?
Oh my God, Peaches.
I'll go Peach. And you're so cool.
I'm out of this one, so let's all join in and watch.
Yeah, you want to do it?
Peach. Have a good night, everybody. We love it.
Peaches.
I'll do that part. Peaches.
I love you.